yet, not yet. Here we are. Good. Jace, look at this place. Unbelievable.
Paradise.
You know, I can't believe it's been 10 years since Far Cry 3 shipped.
It's like yesterday, and at the same time, we're so old now, so...
But I guess you lose track of time when you're having fun.
Feels almost like it was yesterday that I was, defeating Voss and Hoyt for the first time and saving my friends from Citra for the first time.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, so much has changed in 10 years. I'm now an artist in the games industry. When it released, I wasn't.
It doesn't feel like it's been 10 years.
Being one of the best games ever, no matter how old it gets.
And I literally had to force myself to turn it off so I could go to bed.
I mean, time really does fly, but I think I speak for a lot of people when I say that Far Cry 3 will always be a favorite.
You know, I was a little worried that 10 days after the game shipped, we wouldn't be talking about Far Cry 3 anymore.
No, absolutely. I couldn't think 10 years ago that we would still be thinking about that game, even beyond the people that made it, that it would touch so much the audience. We knew we had something special, but not to that extent.
I never let myself think that the game would not be successful. I always felt like the quality of the people working on it and the passion of the people working on it, and we were saying something important that was going to resonate with people from the beginning.
I think that Far Cry 3 was successful for some of the reasons that we expected. We knew Voss's performance was great.
This is nice fucking fun.
We knew conquering outposts was going to be fun, and some of the exotic missions would really surprise. But what really surprised us was once players and fans started getting their hands on it, the degree to which they created things that were totally unexpected.
My favorite memory of Far Cry 3 actually involves one of my other friends. And she ran into a group of pirates. She didn't have any ammo. She ended up pulling out her repair tool and she started burning them, and it was working. They were catching on fire and screaming and dying, and we really didn't expect that. So it was so funny. And it was one of those moments where, you wish you could go back and experience it over again, because it was just a lot of laughs.
At the time, it kind of redefined what an open world game was, and we saw the introduction of the Anecdote Factory. And the Anecdote Factory is that collision of systems that happen in the open world. We end up with surprising moments, you never know where things are going to go, what's going to happen, and that really creates those magical moments for players.
Mia runs in and I'm thinking that wasn't part of my plan. It's chaos, everything's gone to shit. And that was the first time I think I played a game where it really was unpredictable in such a way.
But then there was this journalist, he coined it with the term Anecdote Factory, and was like, oh, yes, that's perfect. And then we've been adopting it and using it ever since.
That generated some rave reviews and generated some awards as well that we were pasting on the door of the booth. Well, at the end of the show, we ripped that door off the hinges, put it under our arms, and walked right down Figueroa Drive in downtown LA. The awards mostly made it back to Montreal. I'm not sure if the door survived the night, though.
And if this jungle doesn't eat you up alive...
And I think with Voss, it was, lightning in a bottle.
You're fucking deaf! I said, get the fuck out of here, you chicken fuck! Run, Forrest! Run!
I don't think the team really knew what they had until Mando slipped into Voss's skin, right? And I think from that moment on, when it came to those core characters, performance became key for us.
I hope your mama and your papa really, really love you, because you two white boys, you look very expensive.
What we saw there was a character that was unique and that we were able to develop with the actor to bring something completely new.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
There was a writer that was a bit frustrated by the years passing by with Far Cry 3, having difficulty to find its actual direction. And he wrote that scene about insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, just to talk about his frustration. And then it was given to Mando. He just did his thing, and he just got us into another place. And we saw the potential, and suddenly the character grew into something much bigger that took over almost the entire game.
Pull the trigger. Come on, motherfucker.
This is what the audience wants. They want Voss the entire game. And so if I kill him in the middle, then that's sort of a fuck you in an interesting way, where you don't expect it because You would think that Ubisoft would go all out with this because of the insanity speech and that reveal and everything, and everyone loves that character. And so to take him out of the game to me felt really ambitious and exciting. And so I felt like that was such a daring, interesting thing to do. Franchise perspective is a big risk. We put so much of our heart into this game, and I think that that really shows over time.
Freedom I had to explore the world, and
It was like something new I never seen before.
It was something different because I hadn't played anything like that before.
It's been overwhelming for me to see how much players ended up loving the game.
Fans' love and support for Far Cry 3 and Boss, and the brand as a whole continues to amaze me. The amount of creativity that comes from the community through fan art, through cosplay, it's great. And I guess that's why we keep on doing what we're doing, right? To create that passion, to create that engagement.
You know that you have something when they start to draw your characters and put them in situations. I'm always looking for these drawings on Instagram, on Twitter, and I'm collecting them. Actually, I have like a folder and I keep them all because there's so much ingenuity and coolness into that.
I would like to say to the fans, thank you so much for coming on this journey with us.
Your dedication, your passion, your curiosity
has made this journey inspiring for us.
So thank you for being there and playing our games.